Thank you, Kate. Under threatening skies here in Southern Ontario for this, the official start of the second half of the CFL regular season and the second meeting in just over a month between the Edmonton Elks and Hamilton Tiger-Cats. Ticats have the ball after the Elks turn it over on downs, starting with Taylor Powell at their 43, faking the handoff, dumping it off to the right to Tim White.
He's talking about, of course, Scott Milinovich, the new offensive coordinator. We'll be talking about him as the game goes on. 2nd
and 6 now. Powell over the middle. It is caught. 45 and more. Duke Williams. He had 127 on the ground and 40 more, as you talked about. 167 combined in that game at Edmonton. So a 2nd and 6. Powell, and they have him.
Taylor Powell.
Faking it to Brooks. Rolling out to his right is Ford. And he gets rid of it early in this one, past the halfway point of the first quarter. Fake to Brooks, and dumping it off for Kyron Moore inside the 50. And the Ticats lost to the Alouettes. We get a 2nd and 9 now. Hamilton 49 for Ford. He completes that one down at about the 42. 1st and 10 of the Ticat 40. Trey Ford. He swings it out now to Kyron Moore. Gets 5, gets 7 or 8 there down the QEW's. Got family and friends here tonight, just like last year for his CFL debut. Blitz coming, he got it away. Touchdown Edmonton. Ford just before he's hit, and look who gets it. Former Tiger Cat Stephen Dunbar in his first trip back to Hamilton after spending the previous 2 years with the Black and Gold. And he's got one in this game returning to Hamilton from Trey Ford, and that's the difference right now. Oh, running now is Butler. Big run down to the 15. That's what the Ticats needed, a late. Felix Garan-Gauthier, the fullback, is in, and he gets loose. And Powell on the run, and he looks down to Garan-Gauthier at about the 2, so we have a 3rd down coming up. Taylor Powell standing under center, handing off, touchdown. Butler does it. Had the biggest play to get them close. And he finishes it off. And they have the 1-point lead starting at their 50 for Trey Ford. Sets up a draw to Kevin Brown. 2nd and short yardage situation for Taylor Cornelius, passing of it. Open receiver. Oh, what a play here. A.C. Leonard. Taylor Cornelius reaches across, breaks the plane, touchdown Elks.
He had to use all 6'5" of his frame there and point the ball over the goal line to get there because his legs were on the 3 and the ball was in the end zone. That guy is a football player. He can sling it all over the yard, and heck, Crichton Trophy winners, those 2 guys.
And Ford is back in, and another big completion to Stephen Dunbar. Stephen Dunbar, gain of 47. On the ground, Kevin Brown driving for Trey Ford. The touchdown pass in this game, and he breaks free, and he gets rid of it for touchdown number 2, Stephen Dunbar.
They're so worried about his legs, and I think they're spread out over the field, and he's so quick, and he bounces, and he breaks the pocket, and he finds a wide open Stephen Dunbar just sitting there.
Back in their Montreal days, Jones said he'd make the dinner, and Milanovic would get the drinks, and they'd talk football all night. Well, here's Butler, who inches away from another 1st down. 52 seconds on the clock as Powell. He gives it to Butler. 1st down and more. James Butler still breaking tackles. 37. Clock is ticking. 4-man rush. Powell escapes. Serezna after him. He completes it, though. He finds an opening, and that gets down inside the 20. 8 straight completions now for Taylor Powell. And that's 9 straight, and that's Tim White again, and he's down approaching the 10. Orlando Steinauer now to bring in Legio as Vedvik puts it down, and Legio does put it through.
Pairing it was with Danny McManus and watching them do their thing.
Here's Trey Ford trying to do his thing, but Casey Sales has other plans. 4, they're down to their 2. 2nd down, Ford. Under pressure again, and this time he will take off, backtracks, and just tries to throw it out of bounds. Used to pass. He steps up. And he has a receiver, too. It is caught for a 1st down.
There you go. Pay attention.
He picked up 6, a 2nd and 4 at the Edmonton 40. Hands off to Butler. Right side has a hole. Hits that hole and then drives for more. Keeps those legs chugging. It gets interesting, especially for an Edmonton team that has not been able to win yet this year. Bring the heat. That'll help them out as they push them back. This came over last week in a trade with Saskatchewan. For that. Oh, it really took a break left. It started straight down the middle. And here's a return by C.J. Sims. Takes it out, gets it across.
Likes that of his young quarterback.
And Powell liked that kind of instruction he's been getting, and he goes to work. Here he completes it to Tim White up at the 30. A nice catch. He went up for it. They wanted the wind in the fourth quarter. They have it as it begins. Down 12, throwing to the left, completing it to Tim White. Can the Cats come back? Can the Elks hang on? Fourth quarter questions. Powell escapes to the right with Seresna giving chase and Curtis. He takes off. He gets a first down for the Ticats. So second down at the Elks 25. Early fourth quarter. Powell looks end zone again. This time the other way for Duke Williams. This one just past 32 yards for Mark Leggio. And he missed it again. He is having a rough night. He misses that one left as some booze rained down and some frustration. The Elks trying to close in on their first victory of the season, leading by 11. Just over 11 minutes in the fourth quarter, and that is Dunbar. Faking to Brown, wide open is Manny Arsenault. And Arsenault takes it down inside the 20. Also, a chance to kill more clock.
Look at that.
And they go on the sweep there to Kyron Moore, who gets it down near the 10. But short distance.
Yep.
And it's put down by Julian. And it is up and it is through. 4.5 minutes on the clock. A 14-point lead. Trying to hang on for that first victory. McAllister. Sometimes bye weeks give everybody a bit of a break, but this one's been awful for him. And staring down another loss by the looks of things right now, unless there's a comeback. And there's a guy who picks up a sack. Coming back in his home area. Went to school at Waterloo, grew up in Niagara Falls. And
there you go.
There we go again. Now the last one was negated, and this time some nerves and still lots of family and friends wanting tickets to watch him. Don't know how many stuck around. I'm sure that contingent did.
And yeah, you're 2-0 here. Yeah, it's good. That's one way to look at it, right?
Well, we had to wait a little longer to see it, but we can finally say, for the first time in 2023, the Edmonton Elks win. 24-10 is the final.